Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey Tom, how are you?
Doing pretty good. Glad to have you on.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So we got Teedot Stryker joining us. How's everything going over in Sydney?
Oh, awesome, man. The weather's getting better. It's getting
Yeah.
hotter and hotter.
I,
I
I
was just
I'm
actually, I was just visiting my hometown a few weeks ago. I was in Europe,
uh-huh.
and it was pretty awesome there. The weather was actually quite good, but I was a bit pessimistic about how good the weather would be. But when I got there, it was pretty good. Yeah.
Fair enough. We had a taste of winter, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, and now we're back where it's like manageable to be outside. And it's like, if that's what our winter's gonna be like, I don't want any part of it. Like I don't want any part of this. But
So
glad to have you.
how's the fundraiser going?
Oh, fundraiser's going well. We're hour three. We just kicked over hour three, so still very early. Doing good though, holding in strong.
What time is it there?
3 a.m. or
Oh my
3:04 a.m. So
God.
it,
Like the Matchbox 20 song.
yeah, it's funny because all this week it felt like I was fighting something off. Like I could just tell on the inside it was like there's like a bug or something that's trying to kick my butt a little bit. And all the way up until last night when I got off of work, it's like, man, this thing is just not. I don't feel 100%. I don't know what's going on here. And I woke up at 11 p.m., like an hour before we were going live. And it's like, whatever it was, just vacated my body.
Oh, I just lost you there a little.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Perfect. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So tell me about this new project that you're working on, this T-Dot Striker project.
Yeah, so just always wanted to do it. Basically sort of releasing song by song. I've released one song already. It's called Choice, and it's on Spotify and all the normal streaming platforms and that. And I'm working on a new song called Someone Else's Life. So we're back in the studio in a couple of weeks to do that one. And I'm going to be featuring on another song. Can't really talk too much about it. It's kind of an undercover song with another artist at the moment.
Mm.
So that's exciting because there's really some really established people on that. So yeah, it's really good, and I kind of plan to just keep on releasing songs. Yeah, I suppose in the aim of creating the like an album of similar songs that I suppose I always wanted to write.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's always cool to kind of jump into this project by yourself and kind of get to express yourself as your own vision as you kind of want to see where your music can take you. Um,
Yeah.
when you were kind of exploring this idea for T Dot Striker, was it like, and having talked to you prior to this and have having a long standing relationship leading back to 2020, how's the what was kind of the approach going into this project?
Well, I suppose I didn't have any preconceptions, and I kind of liked it that way because I've always been in bands and always performed for since I was a kid. I had ups and downs in music, in a way, like so. It was. I've always been involved with other people who I suppose impacted my decisions on where I wanted the songs to go, and it was a totally new, I suppose, new idea, new kind of experience, more so for me to be the decision maker. Even the producer who worked with me on the latest track, like he said to me, like he said, "Well, you're more the producer than I am. You're at least the executive producer because." I mean, you know exactly what you want, and he's just there to facilitate it. And I didn't see it that way when I started the recording session, but as we were going through it, I was definitely open to ideas from the producer, but I also had a vision for the song because
Mhm.
the song's actually about euthanasia. It's about I wanted to write about serious topics. Like I've wrote a lot of songs, like a lot of fun, songs about nothing, songs about a lot of things,
Hmm.
and a lot of fun songs and heavy songs, like you've heard my music before, so
Yeah.
you know that I can get extremely heavy. And then I wanted to kind of go back to my roots with the acoustic guitar and piano and what have you, and go more about where's the song taking me, So
Yeah.
it wasn't really about me making the decisions; it was the song, I suppose, making the decisions for me. I was trying to just facilitate it, but it was a totally new experience. But it was a really rewarding experience, and I'd say that to a lot of the listeners out there. If you are an artist and you do want to express yourself in a certain way, I definitely think it's worth going in there on your own, and actually developing the song as you go. Now, a lot of actually musicians who play on the track are actually friends of mine, and actually some have played with me before. So it was really, even they said the experience was very different, and they really enjoyed it. Kind of way, like the bass player basically said, like, mate, this he kind of said this is what you were meant to do. He
Hmm.
says, I think that these are songs, so these are, if not the best songs you've ever written, they're definitely high up there.
Hmm.
um and it was really enjoyable. Yeah, it was just good to get the reaction like that, kind of way. And I suppose just find the true meaning in the song, because as I said, the song's about euthanasia. It's about really the day after, you wake up, and someone in your life you've helped to I suppose end their life,
Hmm.
and that's what it's called, choice. And I think, and I don't want to babble on too much. I'll let you talk in a second, but what I found is like that, I like I found myself surrendering to the song,
Hmm.
like basically like coming to terms with the song and letting the song take me there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the experience of it. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. And having heard some other music by you prior to Teedot Stryker and all that stuff, and just kind of seeing you flourish in this new project that you're doing has been absolutely amazing. I've enjoyed everything that I've heard, and it like I'm glad that you're kind of not that you didn't have your stride before, but that you're kind of finding your stride now as a independent solo music. I guess technically yes, a solo musician, but it's been really cool to kind of watch this new project transform.
Yeah, I see it. Like I read actually Matthew Perry's book recently, and he said, like, and it's a shame he passed away. I
Mm,
have to say, like, I wanted to read his book for months, and even when I was back home in Ireland, my sister said, "Oh, you got to read this book. It's unbelievable. It's just like so honest, and so like it's crazy what
mm,
he talked about in his life and that." And he said in a part of the book, not going to give away the book. Jesus, it's a big book anyway. But like, he says it in a part of the book that he went and he did, like drama like roles rather than the comedic roles.
mhm.
And he said that he really wanted to only take scripts with that. And he said, like, funnily enough, he won Emmys for the drama roles, and he didn't get the same for the comedic roles. And he
Yeah.
said, like, let that be an example for people, because you know you never know where you will flourish. And
Mhm.
yeah, like, it's different as well. Like, I mean, playing with bands and playing different types of songs and everything, it's all about experience and expression. So the acoustic songs and the piano songs, yeah, they're sad, but there's also a lot of listeners out there who kind of feel that. And then there's other
Mm.
people who want to go and have fun and jump around and crowd surf and what have you. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
we played a few months ago. We played to a sold out crowd, like 500 people. I know, for a small band, it was big for us.
Yeah.
But in that, like, it's totally different experience. And then when I play an acoustic gig, and some people come up to you and say they lost people, or and some a song meant this way to them. I suppose that hits you in a different way. And
Mhm.
to be honest, if I'm honest about it, it's more rewarding for me to see that or hear that, and for them to feel the song that way. So there's a lot more kind of value, I suppose, for the world when I think of it that way. I think my contribution for the world, if I ever, finally end up doing that and great music, kind of like, it would be nice to think that that you have that to remember, about someone who felt a certain way about someone lost or what have you, rather than someone saying, "Oh, I had a great night jumping around to your music," kind of thing. I'm not taking anything away from the other, I suppose the other version, but it's just it does kind of hit more home to me and make me feel a bit more proud.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So with the Teedot Stryker project, are you primarily just a recording artist and not focusing so much on like live shows and stuff like that? Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, correct. Yeah. So I guess that, like, it depends. If there's a demand for live shows, I'll definitely do it,
Hmm.
I've definitely road tested some of the songs at open mic nights I'd show up at, and play a song, and and see the reaction and stuff like that. And then I think, oh, here I'm onto something here with this song, kind of thing,
Hmm.
Um and I do, like, I'll just throw in some covers that I enjoy playing or something like that, yeah, like, I've no real ambition to to play live unless people really want to listen.
Hmm.
I mean, they can find the songs online, and like, if it really does mean something to them, yeah, please follow me, and maybe send a message or what have you. And I suppose if there's enough people to do a gig or something, because, like, I went through the process,
Hmm.
of you know trying to make a name for yourself in music. It's very hard. It's very difficult for artists. You're spending so much time on social media, and so much time that you could be otherwise spending in the studio writing good songs. Because that's really what it's all about. It's not about
Yeah.
all the other stuff that comes with it. And unfortunately, playing live drags you into that, and it takes you away. And I found myself, like, focusing more on that stuff than the actual songs. But with this way, there's no pressure, there's no pressure to play live. There's no pressure to do anything. It's just basically just show up to the studio, and and write shit songs, write great songs, write halfway in between songs, make mistakes, and come across magic gold dust as well. It's
Yeah.
all about the experience.
Yeah. 100%. I couldn't agree more. Um, so as you are kind of working through your project, you got, you brought up the couple of new songs that you got, one you can't really talk about. What's kind of running through your mind right now as you're kind of in the fairly, I'll say fairly beginning stages of this, the T. Dot Striker project. What's kind of running through your mind right now as you are like jumping into another set of releases?
Funnily enough, I'm enjoying life.
Mm.
And spending time with loved ones and friends, and doing different things that I never really had the chance to, when I was so focused on the band and stuff
Mm.
like that.
Yeah.
Um, so and it's actually developed, better for my songwriting.
Hmm.
But yeah, again, I don't have any preconceptions about the whole thing. I'm kind of just winging it at the moment, and just flowing through it. And
Fair
funnily
enough.
enough, when I was in this studio, that's how I got involved with this other project. Was I was on my way out of the studio. There was another artist coming in, and that artist basically heard the end of my song. And when I left, apparently he asked for the producer to listen to it again, or what have you, and he said that, "I think this guy would be really good on this other track, that they're working
Mhm.
on."
Yeah.
And that's how I got involved in that project. So I suppose you never know where things lead. And to be honest, it's going to be a really good experience for me to play with some of these people as well, and actually sing and contribute towards a track like that. So I guess I'm open to anything, kind of like, I'm just kind of just floating through it, if you get me.
Nice, nice. You brought up that you're enjoying life right now. What's something you've been really enjoying recently? Like just when you kind of step away from music and just need to take a break from things, what have you been enjoying recently?
Yeah, I guess. Well, if you haven't already, well, if your listeners haven't already realized, I'm from Ireland. You probably hear it in the accent, but so it's good to go home, and actually plan a trip back to Europe.
Hmm.
See some music there, and see friends and family, and spend time there. Play a lot of pool. I love playing pool. So I've seemed to play a lot more pool in the last few months than I have in a long time. So like, yeah, it's just being out with people and just kind of seeing what's happening in life. I don't spend so much time on like social media. You probably know this because
Hmm.
I'm terrible at getting back to messages. I never go on Messenger or anything. The only thing I'm on is WhatsApp, maybe just to talk to people.
Yeah.
It's a bit easier, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm never on, like, I'm not on Instagram really. Like, obviously I've got profiles on there, but I don't, especially with the new project, I don't post anything. I do go on Twitter a little bit because I think it's a bit more of a true source of information. So
Yeah.
I think Twitter is more like an adult version of Facebook and Instagram. The other two are for kids. Um, but yeah, I just find myself like getting away from that and spending more time in the real world, and you'd be surprised. It's very rewarding in the real world. The stuff that, I'm doing now, like different classes, different things I've always wanted to educate myself on, um, to do with music and not to do with music. Um, and yeah, and I mean, look, like it's not as if I'm doing this full time. Like, I have I suppose a very well established career in my job.
Hmm.
Um, as I work as an engineer.
Hmm.
And I suppose I'm helping build Sydney. I'm working on some crazy big projects, and
Nice.
my job is extremely exciting, and believe it or not, I actually love my job. I love what I do. And I make a big difference because we're building like these massive structures for people to utilize, kind of way,
Yeah.
whether it's trains and big tunnels, or big buildings with commercial units, or places that people can go and enjoy themselves and what have you. So it's nice to play a big part in that. And I've been fairly, I wish I was as successful in music as I was in my career as an engineer.
Mm.
um, but unfortunately, it doesn't always, pan out the way you want, as kind of way, like, unfortunately, you never know what, God or the higher, whatever higher power has in store for you. But yeah, like, I'm a very grateful person for what I have, of an amazing studio at home. I do a lot of my own recording, and I do everything and most of my stuff in my own studio. So I can potter around there and write and just pick up a guitar whenever I want and play a bit of something on the keys or something, and just kind of dabble in different things. And I do have some musicians pop into me every now and again, and we write together, or we'll just have a jam, and it's nice like that. And then to have obviously the career and the fallback in that, I can travel anywhere in the world, and I can do I can actually work on it as an engineer in a lot of
Mm.
different places. I could even come to America because I have obviously an affiliation there as well. So it's Australia's been great to me, Europe's been great to me, and yeah, I don't know what's in store for me next, but I'm kind of, I suppose I'm moving the pawns on all my different things that I'm working on.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, so if anybody wants to check out your music, or just kind of keep tabs on what's going on in the world of Teedot Stryker, where's the obviously you just talked about not really using social media that much, but is there any place that they could check out your music, or where can they find that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, if you just search Teedot Stryker, that's TEEDOT, and then Stryker, STRYKER.com, or just search that on Spotify. All the Instagram handle is the same. It's the / Teedot Stryker, same as Facebook. I probably will become more active in the future, but I am definitely releasing more songs on Spotify. Um, yeah, I guess that's the best way. I suppose the best way to support and follow me and that. And obviously, the music is going to be online and pretty much all the platforms that that your listeners will have.
Yep, 100%. But once again, thank you, man, for joining us. Really appreciate it. We're gonna do a little musician roulette here and bring in our next guest. And yeah, T Dot, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate
No,
you. Let
no
me know.
worries, Tom. Best of luck with the campaign.
Yep, thank you so much.
Take
You have a
care.
great day, and we will be right. We're gonna do a little switcheroo here.